Hello everyone, greetings from PayTap's technical support team. In this series, you will learn how to integrate with PayTaps through our PT2 API endpoints. And here, we will walk you through the third integration type, which is the managed form. For the purpose of this series, we have created a very simple Laravel project to walk you through the integration process. But feel free to follow the steps in this series with your own project, whatever the programming language or the framework used to integrate with PayTaps. So, let's get started. In this video, we are going to learn more about one of our optional parameter, which is the user-defined optional parameter, and we are going to learn how we can use it inside our managed form integration type. So, let's get started. The first thing you should know is that you can find the full documentation for this part inside PayTap support portal under the article called the Managed Form APIs Integration Manual. From the integration manual, if we navigate it to step 3 over here, then part 2, you will see down here under the section called, actually first in the back end side, and you'll see down here under the section called the available optional parameter, you will see that one of the optional parameters called the user defined. Now the user defined is simply an object or a group of parameters inside an object that allows you to send whatever the defined parameter or whatever the value you want to send and receive inside your response payload. So simply this is PayTaps is creating this for you to send your any customized or predefined parameter or any details that you want to send along or before the payment is done and you want to receive when the payment is done. So let's say you want to receive like a customer reference, or let's say a customer type within your payment and receive it in the response. This is the place you can send it to. PayTaps gives you up to 9 user-defined parameters that you can use to fill out different parameters. So this is how we're going to implement it. Of course, if you want to learn more about its detail, you can check the request response parameter, user defined parameter over here. This is how it looks. This is its specification. Now I can navigate over here to my code, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate a simple user defined object over here. I'm going, of course, to generate it by a simple object like this. I can pass whatever the user defined parameter of the 9. I'm actually going to use only one, UDF1. Now you can still use 2 or 3 or up to 9 one if you want. So I'm going to use just one of them. I'm going to say this is like a customer type. I'm going to save it. Then I'm going to pass it down here inside my request payload for my managed payload. Over here, as you can see, I have the user defined parameter. Now, all what you're going to do is that you're going to initiate a simple payment and you are going to get the let's say you're going to get the response of this payment. You can get it either inside the response or you can get it from your callback response. The callback is something that we are going to learn how we can handle the post-payment response in step 6 of this tutorial. So let's initiate this payment. Let's fill out the card details. Now let's fill out the expiration date. Now let's check out. Once we check out, I have done debug the response over here, and you can see over here I have the shipping details, the payment details, all of the details I want. Now if I want to check for the user defined, I need to pass it or I need to use a callback URL. So I'm going to get back over here to a website called webhook. And webhook will give you a URL that you can simply use to receive any request. So, and get back over here to my request payload. I'm going to pass the callback parameter, and as I told you, you're going to learn everything you want inside or about the callback URL and how you can handle the response payload in step 6 of this tutorial. But for now, we just want to check how the response look, how any response that contains the user defined parameter look. I'm going to save this. I'm going to make sure that I have passed the user defined over here, and now I'm going to get back and initiate another payment. I'm going to fill out my card details. Going to check out. Once I check out, the payment is done successfully. I receive to have the response payload here, and if I download it over here, you will see I have a user defined parameter or a user defined object, and over here I have received my user defined parameter. As I said, you can fill out up to 9 user defined parameter. I have used only one. If I used more than that, I will receive all of them inside my response payload. This is a very simple optional parameter that you can use in a way that suits your business. So now we can move to the next part.